I'd like to apologize for my video being so late. I don't typically try to have them as late, but to be fair, I was out of town, okay? I was hanging out with some friends for a couple weeks, and I wouldn't say that I lost track of time. I didn't, but I was very involved in the moments with my friends, and recording was just not something I wanted to do, especially because I am so terrible at visiting my friends. I am very bad at communication and at visiting, so I'm the person who's better in person. I hope that makes sense to you. I love my friends dearly, but it's so hard to keep a consistent line of communication with me because I'm just not a big gadget fan. So as soon as I have a device, I don't know, I get to the point of whatever I need the device for, and then I put it away. And I could be actively texting you, and then I just stop. And it's no fault of anyone's, actually. That's just my bad. I'm just that way. And I've been working on it. I haven't gotten much better. But best believe I was scolded for my terrible, terrible communication habits. So I'm trying to do better. I really am, but I just don't want to be too attached to my devices, you know? So there was no way that I'm gonna get the chance to go and just give them myself and just, I don't know, start recording. I didn't want to do that, you know? I want to be in the moment, and I think that that's overall the reason why I was late for the video, because when I got back, I was still just pretty caught up in whatever had taken place for the time that I was away. And I needed to just collect myself and I guess come back to earth now and go back into my normal routine. But it was so great seeing my friends. These people have been such a huge part of my life that it doesn't even feel like a friendship. It feels more like their family, and I hope that you have people like that too. But it was really great to see these women. So much has happened, and of course, talking over the phone, you keep up with them. But to be in their space, in their presence, and just see them in action, it's a different feeling, and I just want to bask in it with them. I did not neglect y'all, but you know, this time away was really great for my mental health. And you know, over here we try to ensure that our mental and emotional well-being is placed first, no matter what. So I really am sorry that my video is so late. I'm gonna do better, and I'm gonna aim to not be as late anymore. But I don't know, it was so amazing. There was no way that I was gonna allow my phone to be the biggest detractor of that moment. So yeah, we hung out. But let me ask you guys, when was the last time y'all hung out with your friend? Because for me, I don't have any excuse for that. I am the friend that's better to interact with in person, and I'm used to my friends being much closer, but I'm not gonna act as if I visited as often as I probably could have when they were closer. I'm a homebody, okay? So I find staying home and just being I just like being home. But coincidentally, they both kind of moved up north within like the same time frame, you know, which is so odd when I think about it. I didn't even realize that. But I couldn't just go and visit one friend and not visit the other. So it was kind of like a 2-for-1 deal. I scheduled some time with this friend, and then I scheduled some time with that friend, and then I headed home. But I'd like to tell you about my experience being around them. Honestly, it was so good for my mental. It was fresh, and it was a change of scenery, and it was breathtaking, and I got to see them in just a different zone. One of my friends have kids already, and the other one is a mom to be. And to be in those two different situations and me not being to be everybody around me my siblings, they're pregnant or have kids. My friends are pregnant or have kids. And I'm just like, wait, people I know of, they're having kids. And I'm just like, is there like a secret pact going on? Why is everybody all pregnant or just gave birth? And I don't, I'm like the odd one out. So I don't know, but it was breathtaking. One of my friends, she graduated nursing school. I did not get to make it to her graduation, but she's amazing. Shout out to her being a nurse, and shout out to people in the medical field, man. Y'all are superheroes and probably don't get the amount of credit that y'all really deserve, but it's not easy. And you know, just to be there and see her just still push through and get it together and finally graduated and is out there determined to save lives and just be so much of a contributor to our health and wellness in the medical field, man, that's amazing. And I really hope that y'all be proud of your friends despite whatever they do. But me personally, I'm gonna go hard for my friends because they don't give up on me. And even when I'm a brat, and even when I'm just too much to deal with, and when I'm closed off and in my own way, they don't give up on me. And they don't be like, you know what, I'm done with you, I can't deal with you, da da da. They still be like, oh God, this girl is crazy, but I'm gonna rock with her. So shout out to my friends. I can be quite complex at times, mostly just I don't know, okay? I like to just shut people out, and in those moments a lot of times people just get frustrated and walk away, but not them. They stick it out with me and they have my utmost respect, man. So yeah, I cannot wait to Google some symptoms and then call up my friend and be like, so yeah, there is this pain that I've never had before, and this place hurts way more than it used to hurt before. So what's your professional advice? You know, I plan to get on her nerve because, I mean, what's life if you can't aggravate your friends? I'm kidding, guys. Don't do that. Don't be like that, okay? Don't aggravate your friends. Don't be like me, okay? But yeah, all fun and joke aside, she's amazing. I'm really happy that she followed through. I'm really proud of her, man, for being a nurse. And being a nurse, going to school while taking care of kids, that's so underrated, the amount of pressure that comes with that. And she's like a superhero. She makes everything possible. So there is no way that I am not in awe and admiring my friends to the T, because hello, she did that. So shout out to Chevelle. I'll be sure to brag some more about her throughout the video. But just to put it out there, she's really amazing, guys. And just observing her, you know, just being there and watching her in her routine, watching her in her rotation, and just seeing how she does everything. It's just so, you get to a point when you look at your friends and you're just like, damn, we all grew up. We're all grown up now. And it's such a blessing. It's such a blessing to have people around you who you've seen them through their phases, you've seen them through their moments, you've seen them through the happiest days, you've seen them through the difficulties, you've just seen them through everything, and your respect never falls for them. Like, it just keeps growing, and you're just like, what else is there? Because everything you've knocked it out the ballpark. Like, I am proud of my friends, and I really hope that you are too. So to be in her presence and watch her do what it do, yeah, I'm a fan of that. To be honest, this visit was more mature, and I appreciated that, because there just goes a point where they level up. Everybody levels up. No one is just stagnant, you know. No one is playing the pity party. No one is playing the blame game. Everybody's just taking life by the hand and saying, you're not about to knock me down. And I don't know, but I find strength in that. And there's nothing that I wouldn't do for these ladies, because gosh, they are phenomenal. And I am grateful and I feel blessed to know that these people were a part of my path, and I can't roll the dice on that, so I'm not gonna. I wanted to say shout out to Alicia, shout out to the Big Up crew. Thank y'all for your support. Thank you guys so much for being there for Alicia. Thank you so much for caring. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for just every way that you try to put a smile and to keep that smile on her face, because there are some things that people have been saying and it's just like, you know, what? She's a mom to be. So that was different, because I know that this is important for her. You know, sometimes you have those deep personal conversations with your friends, and then you see everything finally like just playing out for them. And support, do not underestimate support, guys. Please don't. It takes you a far way. So I'm experiencing her in her first time mom mode, so everything is just like new for her. And I mean, the last time I saw her was like a little over a year ago, and then you fast forward to 2025 and she's pregnant. Over a year ago, we were out just doing the most, okay, going to a concert, living our best life, or living what we considered our best life at the time. But now you see her in a mom to be mode, and you realize that this is the best life for her. And you have to take a moment to just really understand that prayer works, guidance works, talking to the Most High works, okay? So shout out to Alicia. Oh my God, she's having a baby, guys. And I don't know, but I am so happy for her. I'm happy for this moment that she's experiencing. And listen, I'm just a proud person in this moment, okay? I can't help it. I'd like to say on that same note that she's loved in real life. So thank y'all for that. And of course, sometimes with support and sometimes with people loving on you, you're gonna also get people that dislikes you. But all the support that you express her way, it is much appreciated. She talks about y'all constantly. She thinks about y'all constantly. There's just this bond that you guys created. And I appreciate that, because people have also come and tried to just be very mean about things. And honestly, I also face some of that backlash regarding us being friends. But let me say this to you. There is no one on the internet that will ever dictate how friendships work between two people. And you also have to understand that when someone is mentally strong, words, they don't penetrate that fortress. Once you believe in yourself, once you have that confidence in who you are and what you represent, the words, they really don't penetrate the way that y'all think they do. Few of the people who consider themselves as critics of who I am has found their way to my channel to express their dislike and to express their disdain and to express all the ways that they think that our friendship doesn't work. And I'd like to say this to you, babe. What's understood doesn't have to be explained. What Alicia and I have is between Alicia and I, okay? But to find yourself come into a platform that is uplifting you to grow mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and to cleanse yourself of just that negativity and impurity that you possess because of whatever is going on in your life, it has nothing to do with me. See, y'all created this prison where you hold yourself in content of happiness. And until you want to set yourself free, there's nothing I can do. And the only thing that you'll continue to do is to spew negativity. But over here, sure, I can indulge in the negative and I can indulge in the back and forth, but it doesn't serve me. Do you understand that? Can you comprehend that? What I represent and what my channel represents is us as people growing, us as people taking accountability where necessary, and I don't know, like just no longer holding ourselves encaptured to these limitations that we place on ourselves. You see, when you put God at the forefront of everything that you do, then there is no way that somebody else's perception of you penetrates who you know yourself to be. And that's just all it's gonna be, perception. Everyone is not gonna like me. Everyone didn't even like Jesus, and he's the savior. I know that she has come out before countless times to say thank you, but I'd like to just say thank you guys so much for your support of her. There's never a moment that goes by where she's not appreciative of you guys. Along with that, I'd like to say thank you guys as well for the support. I've seen where some of you came by to just say hello. I really appreciate it. On that same note, I received a few people who were critics of me, according to them. And with that, I'd like to say thank you just the same, because not only did you search for my channel, you watched my videos front to back. You took the time out to comment, you took the time out to share my video, and honestly, that adds to the algorithm. So thank you for the support that I've gotten, even from the people who find themselves disrespecting me. I don't pay attention to that, honestly, because there's this place that I've leveled up from mentally and emotionally. I cannot resonate with the hatred that you send my way. And even on the days when I was vibrating low, I wasn't hating on people. I was just in a moment where I wasn't giving myself enough strength to push through whatever I had going on. I was limiting myself and I was not believing in myself enough. So my version of low vibration and your version of low vibration, they're two different lows, because in your low level vibrations, you think that tearing down someone is how you win and it's how you prove that you are, I guess, whatever you think you are or whoever you think you are. And you know, I want to take this opportunity to tell people that there will be moments when you're trying to elevate, when you're trying to level up, and all of a sudden you'll meet into situations and scenarios where you are greatly discouraged and you're being tempted to do the back and forth. But in those moments, that's where your true strength lies, because now you can either show that you've grown, or I guess you can meet them where they're at. And I think it's really sad, and I think it's really disrespectful to know that I went to God in prayer about helping me to be a better person, and to know that God took the time out to grant me the opportunity to be better, and I just disrespect him by throwing it all away to meet you where you're at. And I don't know, but that's not flattering. That's not flattering. And that's not me uplifting the Lord's name. And I'm not gonna act as if I'm just a Christian or I'm the saint. I'm not, no, nowhere close. But I spent a lot of time working on me. I spent a lot of hours, a lot of days meditating, journaling, figuring it out, trying different approaches to get to where I'm at. And now that I'm there, I know what true happiness feels like. I know what it's like to love me in its entirety. And I cannot give that away because there are some jade detractors. Now, if it is a case where, for example, Alicia and I shouldn't be friends anymore and we fall out, it won't be on the internet, you know? I know that it probably makes you horny to think that we're gonna just fall out and we're gonna spill the dirty deeds about each other. But our friendship is not like that. No. It has never been like that. My intention is for us to be able to identify the areas in this life that we may fall short and to find a way to push through and see the beauty that actually is inside of us shining outwards. I won't say that I know entirely what comes with being in the public's eye, okay? Because personally, that was not my intention. The intention of this channel is for us to heal, you know? It's a journey that we take with ourselves to be a better representation of who we were even yesterday, right? And it's a constant journey. So when the critics of Jade finds themselves on my channel saying some outlandish things and calling me out my name and just being completely despicable, you know what I have to say about that? You don't have to like me. I have to like me. You don't have to care for me. You don't have to support me. That's fine. I never asked you to. I asked you to heal. I asked you to grow. And I asked you to pinpoint the areas of you that might need some adjustments. You see, I love me. I am confident in me. And I have an amazing relationship with the Most High. And you cannot break that, no matter what. Now, a few years ago, I'd probably meet you where you're at and, you know, take it there. But I think it would be very disrespectful to the Most High to know that He brought me from point A to point B. He was patient with me. I meditated, I prayed, I journaled, I reached out, I received guidance, and I formed a better bond with myself and with the Most High. It would be so disrespectful to throw that away because a few people on the internet who considers themselves thugging, because you gangster, right? It would be such a disrespect to throw away all my growth and everything that the Lord handed to me so I could vibrate low with you. I can't resonate with what you want me to be, okay? I know. But I worked so hard on myself, day in, day out, to be who I am now. And I'm still working on it, but there was a breakthrough. And it's a different kind of happy when you've accepted everything about you and you love everything about you. So imagine me getting such clarity and throwing it all away just because some people on the internet says that they are critics of me. Imagine me taking the time out to know that everything God has helped me with meant nothing because I needed to go toe to toe. I don't care. Everyone is not gonna like me, and that's fine. But you see, my friends, my family, my partner, people who I actually find valuable, they love me. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I am proud of who I am, and I hope that one day you can be proud of you. I hope you can honor yourself enough to let yourself out of this prison of negativity that you created to limit who you are. You know, you can do it too. Why are you giving up on yourself? When I find myself disliking someone, they don't exist to me. I do not search their name. And the fact that you gotta type my name in, because it's very unusual, you gotta type my name in letter for letter to find my page. Then after you find it, some of y'all subscribe. After subscribing, watch my videos front to back, right? And after you've done that, you took the time out to comment and say, I dislike you, or to say whatever words you want to say. I don't think that's hatred. I think you're misguided. I think that you want me to be the poster child of whatever didn't work out for you, and I can't be that. I gotta go to God about me, and I promise you, when I am praying to the Most High, when I'm being grateful, I'm not going to God and being like, yeah, God, because there are some people on the internet who find themselves hated on me, and I just can't seem to function, and I don't know what to do. I'm about to lose my mind. I don't think of you, babe. I have grown up. My circle have matured. They are who I'm thinking of. They are who I'm praying for, so that the blessings keep flowing in abundance. I am blessed. I don't have hatred in my heart. So if hating me is just a big part of your day, I mean, okay. What do you want me to do about that? But let me take this moment to tell the people out there who face hardships that there will be moments that discourages you. And the ultimate test for salvation comes when it's time for you to break through. It's when it's time for you to get that big breakthrough with yourself and for everything that you want to attain. You're gonna meet people who wants to just tear you down. You're gonna have people who just says the worst about you. You're gonna have people who thinks that projecting their failures on you will eventually cause you to fail. But let me tell you, you gotta block out that noise. It's just noise. There are so many demonic spirits roaming this earth. There are so many monitoring spirits roaming this earth. There are lots of NPCs too. But, you know, it all depends on what you believe in and what you're willing to see. So you have to hold your head high. You have to believe in your own potential, and you have to keep going. Because once a crack is made in your foundation and people realize what that crack is, they're gonna keep hitting it right there, because they feel as though if they hit it just hard enough, 1,000,000 times, then eventually it will crumble and you'll fall to your face, and you cannot allow them to be the successor. Okay, so for the people who are coming to my channel and they really want to try to work on themselves with me, but they see that there are some negativity, please don't be swayed by that. They're just people who I don't know. I can't tell you who they are. I don't know who they are. I can only tell you about me. And over here, I very much care about your mental and emotional health. I care about you healing, and I care about you pushing through no matter what, no matter how tough it gets. I love you in real life for trying. I love you in real life for not giving up on yourself, because that is top tier, okay? The people in your life, if they don't love you enough to help you through it, I want this to be a space that you can come and know that Jade Jade believes in you. Because I do. Because I know what it's like, as you can see. But even prior to the hate, I know what it's like when people don't believe in you. I know what it's like when people think less of you. I know what it's like when people try to just belittle everything about you. I know what that's like. I've always known what that's like because people have just always shown me who they are throughout my life. I know what that's like because I've lived it. And I can only tell you about the things that I've lived. And I can only tell you about my experiences and share them with you in the event that you might be in a similar situation and can use some advice. I am not perfect by a long shot, okay? No, I'm not a Christian. I'm not. But I believe in the Most High. I believe in healing myself through the Most High. And I can attest that the Most High has cleared a path for me. And, you know, if it is in the cards for me to get to the point where I am baptized and this is it, then cool. But until I get there, I'm always going to keep working on myself and I'm always going to keep pushing through because I do believe that in order to just meet yourself, all of you got to do the shadow work. And sometimes the shadow work comes with people who are going to try to keep you in just a low vibration of all sorts. And you got to believe in yourself enough to just get the hell out of that, okay? You cannot allow what other people say or do to determine how you go about your life. You feel me? There's a song that I like. Well, there's two of them that I currently have on rotation. And it helps me when I meditate, right? There's a song by Nicki Minaj, and it's called Memories. And it tells you about all the people who doubted her and how she went and she came back 10 times as strong. Because, not because y'all say this about me, means that that's what I'm gonna be. I'm gonna show y'all, you know? So, I mean, you can listen to it. You might not be a fan, but music is different for me. Music is what I use to heal. So people are gonna talk crazy about you. Sometimes people that you love, people that you care for, people that are close to you, people that you wouldn't even think would try to drag you down, they're gonna be doing that. And it might hurt. It probably is gonna hurt, especially if you cared for them, right? But you gotta be able to just say, you know what? Cool. Didn't work out, it backfired in my face, but I'm not gonna stop, not right now. And then there's another song by SZA currently, it's called Good Days, when she's telling you that, you know, it's a good day in my mind and I'm gonna just step outside, I'm gonna enjoy it, I'm gonna get rid of all of this negativity. Like, screw Murphy's Law, you know, there are some of us who lives by that. Some of us just believe that the worst will happen because it has always happened. And to an extent, that can be true. But if you limit yourself to that cycle that it keeps repeating at, then that's all it's gonna be. So you gotta be able to push. And it's gonna be one of the hardest push in your life. And it really sucks if you have no support system whatsoever. And I know what that feels like. So I created this little space over here where I can just remind you that it's okay. I may not be physically in your presence, but I understand you and I've got you. So that's what I want you to take away from this channel. I don't care about what people gotta say in a negative way. It does not penetrate me because I've leveled up from that, okay? I've had my moments when I didn't believe in myself. So if you probably had caught me in that time, then maybe you could get away with it, but I don't think so, because even though I didn't believe in myself, you were never gonna know that, because I would never give you that. I've never given people that. I've always had the fight in me. And because I've always had the fight in me, I had no other option but to win. And sometimes in order to win, you gotta lose a few times. You know why? Because when you lose, you gotta go back to the drawing board and you gotta correct your approach, and then you gotta go try something else and see if that works. We've been so afraid of falling on our face so many times because we're taught to be ashamed of that. I don't want you to be ashamed of failing. I want you to use that as a stepping stone to get to where you need to go. So I'm so sorry that you guys have to see some of the negativity this way, but you know, life's what you make it. And I'm not gonna focus on that because I'm better than that. And you're better than that too. And I just want what is best for you, because I promise there is strength in pleasing you and pushing forward. What's understood never has to be explained. So somebody else's perception of you is just that, their perception. Okay, so I'd like to wrap this up by saying thank you to my friends for having me. It has been the utmost pleasure to watch as these two young ladies matured right in front of me, and to know that we all still have this bond where we can just sit and rap about life and talk about things and just show up for each other in those very important moments. I can't put a price on that. I can never put a price on that. And I love these two ladies, and I'm gonna always be there for those two ladies whenever they need me. And on that note, I just want to encourage you to just be you unapologetically. Who gives a shit what people gotta say? Let them say it. That's what mouths do. But your worth is not calculated by what somebody else thinks your life should be. Okay? Your worth is what you see yourself as and what you push through to be your story, to be your happy ending, and to be your final project. Don't care about these people. So I'd like to thank you for taking the time out to listen. I am so sorry that, again, my video was late. It was never intentional. And thank you to these two beautiful ladies, and I'll share their photos and you can get to see how proud I am of them as well. Thank you so much, and be blessed, guys. No amount of money has ever bought an ounce of time. So the fact that you shared some of your most valuable possession with me today, I am forever indebted. So thank you so much, and be blessed.